Unexpectedly, I'm here on Saturday afternoon at Presbyterian College. I figured that I might be coming back from Myrtle Beach after I watched Lawrence play in football. And then I thought I might go down to Atlanta and see Furman play Georgia State. But Furman is playing tonight at Georgia State, but the Raiders were canceled in their game at Myrtle Beach. I was at the Clinton High game last night where Broome took the measure of the Red Devils. And now I'm at my hometown college, Presbyterian. I didn't go to PC. I went to school at Furman. But it being the local school, I still have a lot of pride in PC. I always tell people that I probably would have gone to PC, but I wanted to be close enough to home that I could come when I wanted to, and far enough away so that I didn't have to come home every time the Hogs got out. And that's a joke, but there's truth in it. There would have been no peace from my daddy had I gone to PC. But I do love PC, and I try to get as many of these games as I can. They're playing a game they weren't supposed to play. This is the darndest thing. The Blue Hose a year ago were supposed to play Stetson here, and it was canceled by a hurricane up here. And this year they were supposed to play Stetson in DeLand, Florida. And while it now seems a little premature in hindsight, that game wasn't played either. PC is going to be in the Hatters Conference in 2 years, so eventually I'm satisfied they will play. This is out in the outskirts of the parking lot at Bailey Memorial Stadium. And this is a wonderful place to tailgate before a game. Blue Hose haven't won very often lately, and they're gradually eliminating scholarships. But, you know, I'm a person who's from Clinton, and this is a Clinton thing to do. And so PC managed to get a home game with Mercer to make up for the weather canceled game in Florida. And that's not altogether good because Mercer has a full complement of FCS scholarships, and it's going to be very difficult for the Blue Hose to line up against the Bears. But it's not going to be that difficult for me to play a couple of songs on my guitar, and I hope you like them. This is a song kind of reminds me of the atmosphere here at PC, even though this is about a small town in Texas, Lukenbach, Texas, where I've been several times. But this is not the song about Lukenbach, Texas that you're expecting. This song is written by Jerry Jeff Walker, and it's called Viva Lukenbach. There's a place I know where we all go, a little way down the line. It ain't far from here. We like to sit and drink beer, play dominoes and tell jokes. We've been stopping by since 49, 1800 I mean. Ain't nothing fancy, just kids and ranchers, clean white shirts and jeans. Lots of smiling faces, little children running around. Everybody's somebody in an old hill country town. Dirt daubers humming, see the sticker burrs on your socks. Sure sign you spent some time in beautiful looking bars. Let me tell you all about our town, how it came to be. In the 1800s, men and buddies came to meet and trade and buy feed. They built a blacksmith shop and later on added a cotton gin. But the old dance hall and general store is where it all begins and ends. Lots of smiling faces, little children running around. Everybody's somebody in an old hill country town. Dirt daubers humming, See the sticker burrs on your socks. Sure sign you spent some time in a beautiful looking bar. Well, in the 50s, people moved to cities, leaving it all behind. Luke and Bot went closed down for good and just fell on harder times. One day Hondo driving by wished he had a beer, so he bought the place and he opened it up. It's the reason we're all here. Lots of smiling faces, little children running around. Everybody's somebody in an old hill country town. Dirt daubers humming, see the sticker burrs on your socks. Sure it's time you spent some time in a beautiful looking bar. Lots of smiling faces, little children running around. Everybody's somebody in an old hill country town. Dirt daubers humming, see the sticker burrs on your socks. Sure sign you spent some time in a beautiful looking bar. Here's old Hank Williams. I went down to the river to watch the fish swim by. When I got to the river, so doggone lonesome inside, oh Lord. Then I jumped in the river, but the doggone river was dry. She's a long, 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 long night out. I'm long on the blue. Well, I had me a woman proved untrue, made me feel lonesome and she made me blue. Man needs a woman he can lean on, but the leaning post is done, left and gone. She's a long, 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 long night out. I'm long on the blues. My baby told me on Monday she was checking out. Long about Tuesday she was nowhere to about. Here it is Wednesday, got no clue. Got that lost but not forgotten the blues. She's a long, 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 long night out. I'm long on the blues. I'm gonna find me a river, one that's cold as ice. When I find me that river, Lord, I'm gonna pay the price, oh Lord. Gonna jump in it 3 times, but Lord, I'm only coming up twice. She's a long, 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 long night out. I'm long on the blues. She's a long, 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 long night out. I'm long on some blues. And finally, I'm going to do a song that I wrote called Facebook Friends. I fell in love, my soul was lost. Anything that I could do to make that woman get me home. I told myself it wasn't sin. Now I know that she was just a Facebook friend. Oh, the world is changing, always rearranging. From birth to the end with my Facebook friend. played to win. We stuck it out together, through thick and thin. Now I try and pretend everything is for truth and justice in the end. Oh, the world is changing, always rearranging, from birth to the end, with my Facebook friend. Now I've learned my lesson well. There's a price to pay for those who insist to rebel. A man works hard and tries to mend all the cracks and dents of having Facebook friends. Oh, the world is changing, always rearranging, from birth to the end, with my Facebook friends. I'll tape a video or two somewhere else, no telling where it'll pop up. Good chance in my living room, or maybe in my garage. But Presbyterian College is such a pleasant place to go and watch a football game. I'm about to go out and take a few pictures. Coach of Mercer I've known for 30 years. He used to play quarterback and coach at Furman, my alma mater. Good morning. Coffee's about gone. Yesterday was a big football day for me. I just bathed in the wonder of college football. I had covered a high school game on Friday nights, and yesterday I headed out to Presbyterian College, where a man can sit on his tailgate and play music under the trees and then go to a ball game. That game wasn't particularly competitive, as I wasn't expecting it to, but it was good to see the Mercer Bears, coached by my old friend Bobby Lamb, emerge triumphant over the Blue Hose. I can't say that I didn't want Presbyterian to win, but I did not expect them to do so. And then after that, I took some photos and came back home, processed the photos, turned on, I left the game at halftime, and then I turned on the Clemson game against Texas A&M, which where my nephew and his wife and little boy, the infant boy, were watching. And I saw a picture that Jessica posted of little Patrick asleep in the midst of the game, and I thought that was a difficult place to take a nap. But Clemson had the game well under control, won 24-10. So I basically watched the end of a great game in which Colorado upset Nebraska. And then, it was a game that I loved, and yet most of the teams that I was rooting for lost. For instance, with apologies to my friends Adrian Parker and Bruce Lancaster, I grew up with relatives in Texas, and I've always rooted for the Longhorns. They've always been my favorite, you know, big nationally prominent school since my earliest memory. And that was a great game. It seemed like it was a game that I was encouraged by the way that my favorite teams played, but unhappy with the outcome. And so LSU looked great because they beat a Texas team that also looked great. Now for the Furman Paladins. I deeply wish that I had been able to get down to Atlanta, where the Paladins played Georgia State in the reconfigured ballpark that used to be Turner Field. And I've been watching pictures all morning of so many of my old friends getting together for that game. And I had high hopes for Furman winning the game, and had since it was first scheduled, because I thought, well, this might be a game where the Paladins could knock off an FBS team. Then I came back from opening week, in which Furman defeated Charleston Southern, and I got home and found out that Georgia State had beaten Tennessee. And then my next thought was, well, this will be an excellent time to play the Panthers. And it was. But Georgia State managed to hold on by a score of 48-42. I was following and watching the game on my laptop, and while Texas and LSU were on the television. And late that night, I watched Southern California against Stanford. And then there was a lightning delay, and the game between California and Washington didn't start until, I don't know, 1:32 in the morning. And the reason that my television was on when I awakened was because I fell asleep with that game on. I wasn't trying to stay awake, by the way. So this morning there was a replay of a game on when I awakened, and then I tried to roll over and go back to sleep, but I couldn't do it. And then I've already taped this once and it was out of focus. And somewhere down the line I'm planning to have some breakfast. But I was so proud of Furman hanging in there and playing it down to the very end. And I was so proud really of the effort that I watched from the PC sideline, because the Blue Hose are not gradually now, there's only a few of them left, eliminating football scholarships, and they were playing a team that has a full complement, and you know, they hang in there as best they can. Next week they play Jacksonville, Florida, which is a team that's like them. And so hopefully they'll get a chance to win that one. And that game's next Saturday night, and there's an excellent chance I'll go to it as well. And then the Paladins play Mercer, the same team I watched for a half anyway, against PC in 2 weeks, and I hope to be there. Then of course you all have come to expect me to talk about NASCAR. And so I will, because today is the day of the Brickyard 400. And I really do think a lot of the fact that people who used to come in huge numbers to Indianapolis, I think part of it is the race has never been spine-tingling, but it is at the world's most famous racetrack. And I think it's kind of cool to watch stock cars dive down. The track has 4 distinct turns, and dive down into turn 1, go up against the wall in the short chute, and go back low through turn 3. I think in a way that the fascination of Indianapolis is in sort of appreciating the difficulty, not in the spine-tingling competition. But I do hope to see spine-tingling competition today. But I think that what ruined Indianapolis was one race in which the Goodyear tires were lousy and they were popping like balloons, and the race ended up being just a series of heat races. And the crowds there have been diminishing ever since, because I think in this holy land of open wheel racing, they had embraced NASCAR. But I think many of the people that came that day just felt cheated, and I felt cheated when I was writing about it. So I don't think he's ever recovered. And what was once the stately Brickyard 400 is now the, wait a minute, Big Machine Vodka 400. All that makes me want to do is have a shot of vodka. But on the radio, while I was trying to talk about racing, while a high school football game was just starting, I predicted that Kevin Harvick would win today. They're not having qualifying until this morning, and I really should have that on TV right now instead of a film noir on TCM with the sound cut off. But I don't know. I like to think that I really love baseball, and I do. And it's probably, I mean, I think that others are sports and baseball is sort of religion. And I love auto racing because I've watched it all my life and I know more about it. But I love football because even though I wasn't a very good player, I went through that. I played on a state championship team. I endured all of those hot August days. And football is deeply embedded in my soul as well. Well, I guess that's about all I've got to say. So, you know that I hope that you'll buy my books and read my columns and consider becoming a patron of mine. And I wish you'd give a try and read some of my fiction. But if you're watching this video, you got no choice but to listen to my music. This is a song I wrote called Your Independence Day. You've had hard times, most self-imposed. You've taken long trips down rocky roads. You've turned your life into a game of chance. On the tightrope of life you love to dance. When the sun comes up on that bright morn, in the quiet that follows every storm, when the